my name's Grandad.
The outside of the door is going to be in the blue, and so we want it to avoid the hinge and the weld that's around it, so we're going to mask that bit out. We don't want to be painting diamonds over the hinge or the weld, so there's going to be a border in the blue.
That's weld, by the way.
Weld. What do I say?
Weld.
Weld. Weld.
On the weld.
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 Anyway, we're putting a border,
yeah,
all the way around the outside,
so they don't get in the weld.
So you don't hit that
Weld.
that bit.
Weld.
We had a bit of run of paint there, so we'll top that up in a bit. We'll just sanded it away. This job was really time consuming. We had quite a lot of fun and relaxation doing it, but it was
a lot of working out.
Yeah. So first of all, what we're trying to do is just work out where we want to put some diamonds on the doors. So we've used the larger tape at the moment because we want to do a really big diamond in the middle, but later on you'll start seeing this using a more finer tape. But Adie's been watching John Barnard, and he's been practicing his cuts. He was obsessed with doing them, so I thought I better leave all them in. So hope you enjoy.
Oops, that didn't go to plan.
This paint going on now is a top coat, but you're only going to see tiny little bits of this once we do colour on top. It's a satin paint, and the paint we're using on top is a gloss because we just want highlights of this paint to come through, and so we want it to look like it's set back, so that's why we've used a satin. So we'll give it 3 coats, let it dry between each coat, and now we can just reveal what it's going to look like. And this is like the middle diamond, and then we're going to do smaller diamonds around the edge. I don't really know why a lot of narrowboats have diamonds. I just think it's a nice idea.
Yeah, it does look nice.
I've not heard of any reason why it is diamonds.
Not like
It's a
the
bit like
roses
the
and castles and things, but
yeah, it's the same sort of thing,
yeah.
but it's just diamonds as well. But we like it, and we knew that Wanderlust needed some eyes, and so these are our eyes. The paint's from T-Mac, this black satin. The rest of the paint that we use is the paint that we're using for the whole of the boat, and it's from Symphony.
Now for the technical bit. I've spent about 3 hours having a briefing on this from H on
Yeah.
how it's going to pan out. So yeah.
I'm only letting him have a go because I'm being kind.
Yeah, but if it was me, they'd just be plain doors. Now you can see why it took 3 hours for the briefing before we even started.
Yeah. And if you're still with us,
Yes.
it goes on a bit.
Yeah.
You might want a cup of tea. I took a leaf out of Adie's book and made us both measure about 30 times each bit.
Yeah.
Usually I just like sling it on, but
The trouble with it is because it's so sort of it's a complicated sort of a lot of detail in there. If you don't get it right, you've got two doors, so one door could be one way and another door could be the other, so that's why it took forever.
Yeah, getting them measurements right did help. Hurrah!
High five, Nanny.
Great, you don't have to use any paint, just out the lid.
Mm.
First time we've had a relaxing job like this for ages, and you can tell we're enjoying it because we just don't speak to each other.
It was bliss.
The border of the big diamond, even though it looks white as I'm painting it, it's actually duck egg by Symphony Paints. Their cream was very, very yellow, so I went for duck egg, and it is more like a cream off-white with a slight sort of grey colour in it, rather than like a duck egg blue or duck egg green. Yeah, just slightly off-white, really, anti-white. sitting watching us do all this painting, we'll tell you sort of really where we're at with the boat and what's happening for the future, near future. We got our engine arrived, I think it must have been June, was
I
it?
think it was probably about 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think
which
it
would
was.
take us into the middle end of June, wouldn't it, I think?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, so
A while ago anyway. It's
yeah,
been a while.
and it's sitting over in the builders, and they're just waiting for some free time to put it in for us, fit it in for us. We'd like to get all the painting on the outside done, apart from the stern, before they actually fit the engine.
Yes.
We're leaving the stern free because of it getting bumped and scratched and everything, but we're aiming to get the rest of the boat painted before they come over and put the engine in. Also, we get asked a lot about when we're going to launch. We haven't got a date and we don't know. Yeah, we want it to be soon, but there's still so much to be done, and we can only do things as our income allows. So as soon as money comes in at the end of the month, we're buying stuff to do the boat. So really, it's just we keep plodding on, and when it's done, it's done. And we'll let you know in plenty of time when it's going to be launched.
Don't worry, everybody, it's nearly finished.
A few more diamonds to go.
A few more diamonds.
So this has all had 4 coats. So there's just the outside border to finish off now, and they'll be finished. For some reason we haven't got any footage of when we peeled the tape off of these ones. So at the end it'll be revealed and you'll see what they look like when all the tape's off. Then we go straight on to the other hatch doors, all the side doors. And we done them in the workshop because there was bits of rain and dust storms, weren't there, and everything, so we done them in there. Again, same as the ones with diamonds on. These have all had 4 coats, and we've sanded down between each coat. So now onto the sliding hatch on the roof. You've already seen us paint the first coat on this hatch, and we've rubbed down some areas and just topped up the paint on that over that first coat. So that's what them patches are. So we're gonna put some diamonds on this bit as well. So
smaller diamonds this time because we're experts now.
Yeah, a lot more diamonds. We've just traced the diamond from the other hatches we've done, just so we get the same size diamond really. So we've just got to make sure it fits right onto the hatch. He's been waiting to do this bit all day again. He does love his nice neat corners.
It's the little pleasures in life for me.
Yeah. Yeah, so really we're doing the same as what we've done on the hatch doors, but the pattern is going to be slightly different, just really to take up a bigger area on the hatch. We've turned the hatch round, we've taken the hatch off and turned it round so it's easier to work from the front. But these diamonds are going to be at the back of the hatch, so they're going to sit right at the back. Again, doing exactly the same as what we did before, getting this black on first.
The little black flakes you can see that are falling off, they're actually coming off this tape. The tape has got like a coat,
Like a waxy
coat, yeah, shiny coating on the top edge of it. It's just from a company in the UK. Probably everybody knows this company. It's called Toolstation. Excuse me, and it's Pro Deck Advance Precision Edge masking tape. We've tried all sorts of tape in the past, and this, for the money, it's worked out really well, hasn't it? Yeah. Been really pleased with it. We've just used this all the time now. Yeah. The blue tape is a different tape, which is a company called Indasa, which is like a fine line tape. So two different types of tape, but they both seem to work really well.
I mean, that's really good, but more expensive.
Yeah, that's more expensive. Yeah. Yeah, and it's harder to fine line, so it tends to curve easy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, when you put it on,
it does stretch a bit.
It does stretch a bit, yeah.
So far we've put tape along the outside edge of the diamond, and then we've put a cross going all the way to the end of the points of the diamond. So that would be the next point. So now we need to get them going this way.
Yeah.
So from there up to there, we'll work it out anyway. So again, we spent ages making sure our measurements were right, everything was right. It probably would have been easier like gridding it all up before we started, but we just wanted to see how it worked and that. So you can see on the left there that that strip looked wrong, but when we was doing our measurements, everything looked right. It just didn't look right to the eye, did it?
No.
It was quite an optical illusion at some point. So now we've put some extra lines in there. Now we've got to make them diamonds, so we now need to put some extra ones in there.
Yeah.
Are you with it still, Grandad?
No, I lost it about 3 days ago with this.
Trust me. Million people wouldn't, but...
No.
Right. So should we turn it off now and get on to the next bit?
Just turn it off again and see in a couple of weeks.
Right.
Welcome to my world.
You're back with us. So now we've got all our lines on for our diamonds. So we've done a lot more diamonds than we have for the front door. Now we're going to cut some away.
Oh.
We don't want a lot that's in there.
Joy of joys.
Yeah. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 strips across there.
Yeah. So we're going to cut away all the bits we don't need, and then we're going to edge.
Yeah, put a black border around.
All the way around as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right, that's next then.
Do we need to film that?
No, we'll turn it off between each one because it just uses all the...
So what about this one?
So now we're cutting away the bits we don't want.
So this one's got to go on it.
Yeah, so we don't want this one. And we don't want that down to there. Okie doke. And then we'll do the same on the other side. We don't want it that cut there and there.
And then there and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There then, yeah. Yeah?
Yep. Okey-doke. So now we don't want
This bit, is it?
yeah, these bits. Ta-da!
Is that it?
Yeah.
Good, isn't it?
This is where we need Reggie.
His colouring and skills.
Yeah, his colouring in skills are brilliant. But he's not here, so we've got to do it ourselves. But there's a big cloud.
She wasn't happy with just diamonds on the boat, so this is another idea she's had.
I brought this stencil about 3 years ago when I knew.
I might have to join a help group or something. Go on.
When I knew I wanted to put this on the boat, so yeah, definitely goes with the name. So bear with us again. Painted in the diamonds before we started this, but there's still a few more black lines that we need to put on the diamond, so we'll show you that later. But back to the map. Yeah.
Yeah.
The adhesive we've used on this is just a repositional adhesive, one that you usually use with stencils. The one that we used was from Plastic Coat. Yeah, it was easy to use, and it did the job. It was quite hard. Some of the little islands and the tiny little pieces were sticking up, so we had to be careful with those. We had to make sure that we had to keep pushing those down as we used the stencil. And again, this was another job that we both really enjoyed doing. We just took our time. We done little dabbing motion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the right word? Yeah, just to stop the hairs of the brushes going under the stencil and keeping it down. So it took a while to go all around the edges. We used some of the kids' little paint brushes, and they worked fine. You'll have to tell us where you're watching from, and we'll find you on the map. Once we've gone all the way around the edge and done all the small islands, we could then fill in all the middle. But we kept using the little dabbing method. The dabbing method. So all the land is textured, so it looks a bit different from the blue. So that's one coat on. Stencil's lifting up a little bit, so we'll have to try and push that down on the next coats. Right, get back to the diamonds. Nearly forgot to film taking this off. So we've got all our layers on. We started pulling it off. So you can see there's some residue of the spray glue, but we're not worried about that. Alright.
Tricky.
It is tricky, especially while I'm holding the camera.
Just found these little islands.
So ignore the glue, that'll come off with sticky stuff remover. We've tried it and it's really good. I'm just doing around the edge because the paint's still wet at the moment, so I'm just getting some of it off.